Maybe it's time to take the offensive in the dark.
Hope this is the right way.
With enough keys, you'd think. Things are happening. It's not just anyone that's awake and moving.
Okay, let's do the notice board and then continue with the main quest. Why is that thing so dark? Okay. That's not what I thought would happen. I thought we'd get another side quest.
Hey, you could probably make something glossy with plastic scrap. The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for Whiz while you're here. Let's see. Look at the notices on that board. No one paid much attention to them, it looks like. Whiz should be around here somewhere, probably taking care of his guppos. A surge surf factory was one of the cleaner ways to make power, until the surf turned into goo and clogged it all up, that is.
What stopped it from working?
The thicker the surf became with goo, the more the machinery clogged up and stopped working. Like most things from the bygone. There are sure to be more tracks around here, maybe by the shore.
I'm too lazy to walk. Hello, friend. Bye, friend.
Impressed you found that, despite all the goo. This place has held power for a long time. In many ways it still does.
Could this place be fixed?
That would require cleaning up all the goo. Glad you found that track. There's a lot to learn about this world, both here and beyond.
Wait, what? Nothing inside?
Listen to the creatures of the night. Findest keepers.
This is where I came from? Yep, okay.
such a soggy day. The rush from a crush.
Okay. Let's go to Whiz. He probably has another side quest for us as well. At least I think so.
Whiz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Whiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod?
Nope.
Whiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Whiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go. But says it helps to have friends with you to plumb those depths.
Tell me about my childhood.
It was a tragedy, but also sad that you chose to leave. It's a miracle you made it on the outside on your own. That land is harsh, they say. Whiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Lupa Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course.
Well, I'm ready to forgive.
Ultimately, it's your choice. You were the one to be wronged and have lived with the consequences. He believes in consequence as it's a direct result of action. Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate?
Well, we can't control fate, but I also make my own choices.
Glad to hear that. He only wishes he was that sure about himself. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Impressed that you fought so hard to keep the world spinning. Thinks you were smart to join with the Myriad. They have a rainbow of ways to approach any problem.
Well, yet they work together well.
Says they're unified in the ways that matter. But that's not nearly as important as this. Whiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths. But there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's Tinkertonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-going. He can't leave the surge station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up mecha fingro in the mecha stadium that still has one stuck on its back. Find it, and you'll find the tug twister.
A mecha what?
It's definitely made to lend a helping hand and do the heavy lifting. Toxanol records mention it as an automaton made for moving bionucleus matter into storage areas.
So we've got to walk quite a far way. Quite a long way.
You found a bric-brac that's not absolutely flat. The day is getting on. That paid off. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecha Stadium is near here. Need the right key. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. There are things out there waiting for you. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it.
Wait, what?
That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too.
Wait a second. Do I have to walk or... Please tell me. You're on a mount. Yes, I am. Shit. Please work.
Listen. You never know what you might hear. He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick.
Well, I am slick.
Well, he means slick as in greasy, so you can lube the hinges of the lid. He can't argue against the fact your fur's shiny.
Oh, fuck you.
He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo-Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler. The Merc Puff is crunching bark by the minute.
Well, tell me about a Merc Puff.
It's big enough to make waves beneath the surface, and that's a challenge in itself. But it also has a hard shell, so you need to target its head. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them yourself. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get back on track.
Your what?
Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front chugga-chugga out there. The challenge is taking them off, so he's happy you're here to do it for him.
Well, I could give it a shot.
Says he knew you would, like he knows the way the rails run.